I fucking hate self-improvement videos because I treat them the same way I do tutorials, and that watching one can help, but then you're fucking inundated with many, many more, and then you just end up in this fucking domino death spiral of watching video after video thinking you're learning something new, when all you're really doing is just wasting the short life you have on this godforsaken planet. And every video is always the same, where they give the same old generic advice like, oh, you need to find yourself or develop an identity. Have you tried working out? Have you tried, not jerking off so much? And I also hate the people making videos telling to stop watching self-improvement videos, which sounds counterproductive, but you have to understand that somewhere in the middle of the video, they just end up giving you self-improvement advice anyways. So they're just fucking hypocrites. Now, does that make me a hypocrite? No, it doesn't, because I don't give a shit whether or not you watch self-improvement videos, alright? I'm not gonna fucking hold your hand and tell you what to do with your life. I'm basically doing the equivalent of screaming into an empty void by posting my opinions on this shithole we call YouTube. Anyways, why do I hate self-improvement videos so much? Well, it's because all the guys making self-improvement videos just state the obvious, and then they act like they're fucking gurus, masterminds. They act like they're fucking modern philosophers for it, and it's fucking garbage, I swear. Because their demographic is very obviously desperate people who are looking for literally anything to make themselves feel better or feel useful in their lives. So it lures them into this vicious cycle of watching self-help videos one after the other. So instead of actually doing something and making something of themselves, they just end up wasting more time giving these assholes extra views and feeling worse after the whole ordeal. Like, okay, take this guy for example, which is one of the first videos that pops up when you look up self-improvement. Great title, by the way. Hell yeah, man. I'd love to kill my current self. Are we thinking shotgun to the forehead or noose around the neck?
There is a problem in self-improvement, a problem that despite all my research and experience, I've ran into again.
Wait, did he just say experience? What experience are you talking about? You're just some random guy on YouTube, and he's a scam artist. Why am I not surprised? So this fucker sells a course called Mental Mastery, and he's basically trying to get poor souls who think enrolling in this dog shit course is gonna all of a sudden turn their lives around full 180, which is not only extremely predatory, but also incredibly douchey. So let's just have a quick look at what he's actually selling here. If you don't relate to or care about any of the following, leave this page. Well, I don't particularly give a shit about this website, but I feel obligated to at least point out some of the bullshit on this page, because scam artists may very well be the biggest shit stains on this earth, so I'm gonna suffer through it so you don't have to. Here's a segment where he talks about how your subconscious is the fucking bully on the playground and is actively trying to fuck you in the ass, taking your lunch money and then slashing your tires. And he keeps bringing up the number 95%, so I actually went and fact-checked this. I looked up how much of our mind is subconscious, and it turns out he's right, but the problem is that he got this information from quite literally one Google search, first page and all, and he didn't even bother to dive any deeper than that or even fucking think about it for more than 5 seconds. And you want to know how I know? It's because I thought about it for more than 5 seconds, and I've come to the conclusion that no fucking shit. Most of our brain is subconscious. Have you ever realized how you don't actively think about all the things your body does to, stay alive? For example, breathing. You don't think about breathing, you just do breathing. It's a passive thing that your mind does to keep you alive. Or like, telling your heart to pump blood. Or how about fucking filtering your nose out of your line of vision? Which, if you didn't know, your nose is actually inside your field of view, but your mind just phases that shit out since it's fucking pointless to be there. But the point is that number is just there. That 95% is just there to make it seem a whole lot more important to its point than it actually is. Because your brain does a whole lot of shit in the background to keep you alive, which is where that 95% comes from. Or how about storing memories? You ever think about that? No, because this greedy bastard here is just padding for word count. So this whole segment about how your subconscious doesn't care about you wanting things like discipline and shit like that is fucking bullshit. And when we scroll down a little here, he actually talks about a bunch of shit to fluff up his pitch for this course, but never tells you what's in the course. Obviously, because if you knew what was actually in the course, you'd realize it's bullshit, and you'd never sign up. Like, look at this. Monk-like discipline. What the fuck does that even mean? Are you beating your students with wooden poles and screaming at them to get better in life? I don't understand. What does monk-like training even mean? I don't fucking know. This guy has no idea what monk training is even like because there's absolutely no way he can enforce any of his teachings, and I guarantee you he has never trained as a monk before. 100%. There's a higher chance of Santa Claus being real. And I also guarantee that this course is completely virtual for obvious reasons, and so anyone can just slack off at any time and just say, oh, you know, one day off isn't that bad, and he won't have any way of enforcing that shit. And nor will he want to enforce that shit because at the end of the day, you're the sucker that's paying him. So why would he give a shit? Why would he give any shits past that? Yes, elite levels of focus. And of course he puts in some buzzwords like flow state in there just to make it seem better than it actually is. Yeah, elite focus is just called getting a fucking grip of yourself and stop being a lazy bastard, which I get is difficult for some people. I would know because I'm a board certified procrastinator, but at some point you just gotta ask yourself, would you rather make something of yourself and feel better or keep feeling like shit? And you definitely don't need a goddamn guru masterclass to tell you which one's better. And if you can't figure out which one's better, then you're a lost cause, I hate to say it. And a guru's course is certainly not going to help you. Oh, does he have actual testimonials for his course? No, of course he doesn't, because it's all fabricated. It's all cat piss. $395 for enrollment to his course, and damn near $1,500 for what the fuck even is that? Mentorship program? Who the fuck is paying these prices? Especially in this economy, you'd have to be some next level of rock bottom or very, very rich to be willing to dish out $1,500 for a program you know little to nothing about in hopes of getting better. This is a guy who has clearly never worked an actual job before and doesn't understand how ridiculous $1,500 is. That is like a month of rent for some people, maybe even 2 or 3 months of rent for others. And you know, I've worked in fast food, and I will tell you, with 100% certainty that no self-respecting person is spending $400, much less $1,500, of their hard-earned money on some self-improvement course and just filling some asshole's bank account. Instant access to all of the mental mastery protocol. What the fuck is even that? What is the mental mastery protocol? Nobody fucking knows because he never tells you anywhere on this website. That's the thing about assholes like this guy. They'll keep whatever they're pitching extremely vague, so you quite literally have no idea what you're paying for and what you're getting yourself into. Alright, what's next? Access to the mental mastery community to speak with Kenny and fellow students. I will be fucking damned if you are charging people a damn near $400 for access to a goddamn Discord server, because that's exactly what he's selling you, essentially. You know, maybe he's a little more exotic and uses, you know, real messaging apps like AOL Instant Messenger or maybe Google Hangouts. And what's this? A guide to quit porn. Do I really need to say anything else? I mean, you know you've ran out of things to sell when you're putting a fucking guide to quitting porn on the table. What does that shit even look like? Because this is supposed to be like a 30-day program, and I can't imagine the advice he gives out being able to be condensed into a 2-hour YouTube video. You get what I'm saying? I'm not too sure how padded this course really is. What does he even do when he sells you this course? You just hop in a Zoom call and he just gives you like motivational quotes? Or does he just give you softball goals you could work over the week like, oh, you know, why don't you start making your bed in the morning? And then after you get good at that, he tells you, oh, why don't you start working out for 10 minutes in the mornings? And that's what you're paying $400 for. And yes, I am going to round up because making it $3.95 is the same trick grocery stores use to trick you into paying more by making things like end with 99 cents or 95 cents. But don't worry, apparently this guide to quitting porn is valued at $95. So don't ask me how that fucking works. I'm not too sure how you value that shit. I mean, I could do that as well. I could tell you this YouTube video is valued at $200. Fucking useless. And I can't even imagine what spending an additional $1,100 gets you. One-on-one sessions with the man himself, and weekly private coaching calls. Those two bullet points are saying the exact same fucking thing. He's just padding for word count here. 24/7 access to Kenny via instant messaging. So for $1,100, you get his phone number. What a fucking steal. He's practically given his phone number away. Talk about value, am I right? You know, if I was rich, I'd pay for this course just to debunk the fact that it's not 24/7, because this guy has to sleep at some point. You know, you get what I'm saying here? And a part of me thinks it would be really funny to blow up his phone at 3 in the morning. What's next? The same guide to quitting porn, of course? Oh no, but this one's valued at $99, so it's slightly higher quality, man. I'm not too sure what's different, but okay. And also, this 1500 package says it includes everything in the 400 package. So, you know, putting this guide to quitting porn back in here is just padding for word count, since this bonus is already in the other package. So it's kind of implied to be included. So he's just trying to make it seem like you're getting more bang for your fuck by putting this in there. And a fitness guide. Wow. Yikes is all I have to say after reading this. 15-day money back guaranteed, which sounded like a good deal until I read up to the 20% completion part. And I'm not too sure the numbers are adding up for me here, Kenny. I think you're going to have to lay these numbers out, because I'm going to be real with you. 15 days is half of the program you're offering me. But you're telling me I can't get a refund if I complete more than 20% of the course. You got what I'm saying here? The numbers don't line up. Now, it does say within 15 days, but again, that's just making it sound better than it really is, because if you crunch the numbers here, fucking whip out the TI-84, 20% of the course is just 6 days. So it's a maximum of 6 days money back guarantee, which is less than half of what is advertised. This guy is just so full of shit around every single corner. Actually, there is no corner, because all he knows how to do is cut corners. But, you know, maybe there's something I'm missing about how this is worded, but that's just what I'm getting from it. Okay, so I lied. He actually does tell you what you get inside the packages you're buying, but you might as well be reading shit stains off a sheet of toilet paper, because it's all fluff and buzzwords. I swear to God, there are more fluff and buzzwords in here than a college student's resume. I mean, just read some of this shit. A complete breakdown of the servo mechanisms inside your brain that are responsible for your subconscious self-sabotage. What the fuck does that even mean or do for me? Absolutely useless garbage. That was a nothing burger of a statement. And look at this. Learn the reality behind concepts like the ego, brain lizard, or whatever the fuck else he put down on there, and turns you from an unconscious NPC to a conscious outlier. I mean, come on. No serious business is using terms like fucking NPC and lizard brain. You read that and you already know you're getting scammed. This goddamn skid mark shit-stained grease bucket of a man has the audacity to shit on people putting fluff into their books and advising against spending thousands of dollars on mindset coaches. What a goddamn hypocrite. You know, you could take this course and shove it so far up your ass it comes back out of your mouth. And at the end you have an FAQ page which is full of questions nobody is asking, and obviously refrains from answering real questions such as, what exactly will I get out of this course? Why does it cost so much? Why are you the scum of the earth? And I particularly like the last question, which is, what if I refer a friend? Nobody, and I mean nobody, has ever asked that question that's serious about buying something. This guy is so blatantly trying to nickel and dime as much as he can from a single person, you know, saying shit like how a referral will get you a nice commission or some shit. Sounds like a pyramid scheme to me, but to each their own, I guess. But hey, who am I to judge this master of killing yourself? Which are his words, not mine. But anyways, that's about it for today. Let this be a lesson to anyone to never buy into these courses, no matter how bad your life is. Anyways, take it easy, everyone.